All right, all right, all right. Welcome, Thomas. How are you doing?
We're here. We
It was
with the
close.
minor delay, I forgot to pull up all of the articles I posted for for the show. So if I seem distracted, I'm currently pulling those all up right now.
Well,
That's
it
what's up.
is. It is Thursday today,
It is.
which is your line.
Happy Friday Eve.
There it is. I wasn't gonna. I wasn't gonna step on you this time. I was gonna let you do it. Welcome. Welcome to the Not Relevant podcast. First of all, we have a little fun here. It's a bit of a shell shock, right? Going from
Yes.
a very emotional, very powerful sentencing, like verdict and sentencing after 2-3 weeks of being invested in the trial, to trying to look at the brighter side of life, and so give us a little grace and space here as we try to shift gears
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
that. But
And to top it off, it's the first loss of the Dallas Cowboys season. Kicks off tonight at here shortly. I'm sure.
now that sounds a bit like the end is inevitable. Why do you say first loss? Who's it? Who are they playing?
Well, they're playing the Philadelphia Eagles. Being in Texas, I'm not. Well, I don't really follow football that much, but I'm definitely not a Cowboys fan. For some reason, this is so borderline evil of me, but I love watching the squirm of Cowboys fans when they lose. I don't know why. I like it as much as when my team wins, when the Dallas Stars actually win hockey games, and I'm excited. It's
The
so
only
terrible.
thing
It's
better
awful.
than my team winning is your team losing. Is that, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. It's a thing. I saw a meme the other day. I was like, taking bets now if this will be the first season that the Dallas Cowboys lose their bye week. And people were like, I'm not taking that
Oh,
bet. I know they'll lose. I mean, it's crazy.
it's
Uh,
it's a love to hate sort of situation. The
it
Dallas Cowboys have
is.
taken a lot of heat for a lot of years. I mean, I remember even I think it was as a kid, like the coach at the time was like arrested at the airport carrying a gun or something. It was like typical. Everyone's like, "Yeah, Dallas Cowboys. Why am I not surprised?" It's going even back years and years.
It
Why?
is. It, I
Do we
will
have
say
any?
this much.
Do we have any fans that are willing to stand up?
Oh,
there,
there's
there are a
some in
couple
there.
in chat.
Yeah. I will say this. I was driving yesterday in my car and I had a thought.
Mm.
The big beef most Cowboys fans have are with the owner, Jerry Jones, right? He has a monopoly of several things down in the Dallas area and Frisco specifically, and he's been accused and by fans of having too much influence on certain decisions made by the team, and he's just always in the way, right?
Okay.
Which I could agree with. Like if you're a manager, a coach of any sort, you don't want the owners sticking their head in when they didn't grow up coaching, playing all that the sport. You know better than the owner. He's the money guy.
Yeah.
But here's one thing I will say: the guy built this dynasty of fans where they sell out, they sell all the merchandise, they sell. I mean, crazy, crazy fan base for a team that cannot win. And they're the most diehard football fans I have ever seen in my life. So
From a business standpoint, I would say that's brilliant.
he's brilliant. He's just raking it in, still doing what he needs to do. I mean, so I have to tip my cap to him there because as an
Probably
owner,
one of the few logos that I recognize in the NFL. Not being an NFL fan myself, but I know Dallas Cowboys. I've seen it. I'd be
right?
like, yeah, I know that team.
Yeah, it's crazy what he's created for a team that cannot win a championship at all. So hats off there. Marketing is, I said this to someone else about something completely irrelevant, but marketing is a thing. What do you know?
Yeah,
So
it works. You
it
tell
is.
people to buy stuff, and they do sometimes. So
Hmm.
that's awesome.
But I owe this to Cheryl C. real quick.
Yeah.
I told her I'd give her a quick explanation. Um, and it's part of it was we were doing our quick sound check from your verdict stream to right now. We had a short time and we had audio issues, and there was a
Full
cable.
disclosure, my youngest stole stole a cable from my setup. I looked down, saw, I can tell. I mean, I've got 80 some odd wires running this. I look down on my desk here and I'm like, something's missing. Right?
You knew it. You felt it.
Child. And he's like, wait, I'll get it. I'm like, yeah.
So technology is a thing.
Mhm.
And because it's a thing, I bought something.
Ooh.
I bought a pen that can write underwater.
It's yeah.
It can write other words also.
I'm like, I was like down a different lane. I'm like, when are you going to use this? I mean, here in
Never.
Texas, it almost never rains. So
No,
oh
she
man, first joke nailed.
right before the portal, she said, "Please, can we kick off with a dad joke to
Yeah.
transition in?" So I said, "You got it. I promised her that."
Thanks, Cheryl. Thanks, appreciate that. Well, you were talking about the Dallas Cowboys and the big franchise and company they are, and I think that's a brilliant segue, intro into one of the stories we're following, which is about a big company
Two?
that everybody knows. Well, it's one now, but it's going to be two. It was two before, now it's one. It's going to be two. So there was a merger way back in the day, and a merger is where two companies come together and they say, let's be friends, and they sort of work together and operate under the same roof and have the same management and everything. Well, they've now said that was fun. Let's go ahead and go our separate ways. So the outcome of this is you might not get Heinz ketchup on your wiener, your Oscar Mayer wiener. I have to be careful how we say this. It's late night, but we've got to be really careful. Why might you not, for going down the road, partake of Heinz ketchup with your Oscar Mayer wiener?
Kraft says, "See ya."
They're cutting ties. They will no longer be under the same roof. And these are huge companies. I mean, not just Oscar Mayer. Oscar Mayer is actually one of the smaller companies in there.
Right.
Kraft is on the larger side, and Oscar Mayer is there with like Maxwell House and a couple other brands. Lots of big names. Like you walk down the grocery store, like half the names that you see on the shelves are included in these two companies.
100%. Yep.
I wonder what it will do. I mean, it seems like everything going up to this point in the grocery store has been, let's combine this product with that one. Right. I mean, Reese's.
Cheetos, mac and cheese.
Yes. Everything spicy Cheetos, spicy. We combine everything. All the chips have been doing, let's do a flavor for this and a flavor for that.
We've tested these.
Yeah. Yes. We were supposed to do a test today, but I didn't buy any chocolate. I apologize. We forgot about that. The music.
Parmesan. Oh, green bag strikes again. Parmesan, garlic, dots, pretzels. I mean,
dots. Yeah.
Honey, habanero, jerky. I mean, combine it all. It's all they're doing. And by the way, this is all from former podcasts sitting on my desk.
Old Bay Goldfish.
That's perfect. This podcast has taken over our offices. It's crazy.
Not a sponsor, although we wish they would. Yeah. The merger has been a trend, and we've seen it in Reese's, where Reese's merges with every other possible candy, right? So yep. It's like, and now we have Reese's marshmallows, and now we have Reese's. Well, they've always had like the Cocoa Puffs version. I think they merged those a long time ago. But seeing companies actually separate from each other, I think that would make harder to make the merge happen.
A part of me, I'm a foodie, and I love trying to cook different stuff, try, eat, whatever, you name it. A part of me thinks I'm a little excited to see now that they're divorced. Usually, not always, but a lot of times when a divorce happens, there's always some one-up behavior starts to take place, right? It's Texas Roadhouse and Logan's Roadhouse. That was a married couple with Texas Roadhouse. The wife went and started Logan's Roadhouse. I mean, so you're always, so I'm like, oh, I'm going to go try Logan's with their steak better. So I'm kind of hoping to see what Heinz and Kraft does with certain things.
I'm thinking Oscar Mayer is going to come out with the new thing. It's like, have you tried dipping your hot dog in coffee? Just because Maxwell House is under the same roof. Let's steer away from Heinz and the profit that's going over there to something that we have.
Try our new divorce dog. See what it tastes like. I mean,
that should be a thing.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I read a story today, and this is not on a thing, so blindsiding you here real short, but a gal posted on this, something I follow, and they went into the courthouse to file for their marriage licenses. And she made a joke when the lady said, here at the front page, this is your marriage license, fill out this. And she says, perfect. Just assuming y'all save time and money, it's government paperwork and all that, is the divorce paperwork on the back side of this page. And so the clerk was laughing. Even her fiance started laughing. But there was another couple behind them, fiance, and she did not like it because the male fiance giggled at said joke. And so she
She's like,
started.
well, maybe I don't want to sign the front page with you either now.
Yes, and it was a real story. She said she started MFing him right there in line for laughing at the joke
Oh
and
no.
questioning the whole thing. Yeah. So speaking of marriage and breakup, I don't know the ending and what happened, but the joke was, my wife knows me, and that's something I would have said and joked about,
Yeah.
and she would have laughed, and we would play it off. We would post it on Facebook or something, and so we wouldn't think twice. But apparently, not for that couple waiting in line. So
That's yeah, I guess there's some jokes you just can't laugh at, you know. Like
like our
like
dad jokes.
if you go out on a date with the girl and someone tells a your mama joke, which I think are all in bad taste, you can't laugh.
No.
It doesn't matter. It's capital punishment, first offense, no matter how funny it is. Let's see. I'm just looking at some of the brands that are affected by this to see what the mashup's going to do. Planters Nut Business.
Oh, Planters is huge.
Got signed up. Got sold off from Heinz. Let's see.
I really hope this does not mess up mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is covered. I mean, Kraft. That's like Kraft is mac and cheese. I can't think of anything else that Kraft does other than maybe some salad dressings, right?
Good point.
Off the top of my head, Kraft is macaroni and cheese and salad dressings.
Yeah, great point.
Anybody else know what Kraft does? Cheese, some cheese, right?
Yeah,
Kraft cheese,
American cheese.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Oh, it wants me to donate now. Okay, we're good.
Looking at 3G. Okay, Kraft. I had a list somewhere that had some of the different businesses that were affected, or the different brands that are affected under this list. Velveeta, Kool-Aid, obviously the ketchup from Heinz.
It'd be great if they had any sort of part in those stupid Harry Potter jelly beans, and those were going under.
Oh man,
but they don't.
So bad. I can't eat the regular ones now. You know, like the regular Jelly Bellies.
Same. Like, I don't want to touch them.
Unless I personally purchased it from a reputable vendor and can vouch for where it comes from, that it's not mislabeled.
Not a viewer.
Like, I've eaten something that looks just like that, and it was not good. It was not good. I cannot do that. Wow. This has got to have impacts. Like from a grocery store standpoint, I had actually a brother-in-law that used to do just crazy business ideas. And one of them, this sounds terrible. He was working for a company, I think that was called like Toe Juice or something like that, which is actually a lotion for your foot. It sounds bad, but once you think of it's like foot lotion, it's not as bad, right? It's still bad, but it's not as bad. It's like lemon. It's a lemon-based lotion for your feet, for outdoorsy people.
It's like Gwyneth Paltrow's brand. That's what it makes me think.
Like single square toilet. Who was that? That was somebody else, not Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, her brand.
You can save the world by only using single ply 1 square of toilet paper each. Who was that? Gwyneth Paltrow that said that?
No. But then the bidet was invented.
Sorry, Gwyneth.
When the bidet was invented.
Anyway, my brother-in-law, the business of getting your product on the shelf in the grocery store is huge, and you actually the companies pay for space. They buy like linear feet of store display space. That's why the companies that have the big bucks have there's 17 rows of Heinz ketchup, you know, and then you get the spicy maple bourbon pickles, and there's one. It's a little column.
One single goes row.
It's you got to hunt everywhere for the one you want.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's going to affect that, as the brands were under one roof and now suddenly they're now competing for space.
You're right. And all the people that have been stocking those shelves and doing what they do are like, oh boy, what's going on now? How's this going to change?
Where are we going to put all this ketchup?
Yeah.
Not on our Heinz, or not on our hot dogs, that's for sure.
No, it's like a Cowboys playoff championship t-shirts. What are we going to do with all these? They lost, so they have to ship them somewhere else. That's where the ketchup's going.
Does anybody know when clearly when two teams go to the playoff, the World Series or whatever it is, you have to make all the merch for whatever outcome happens. And luckily, we don't celebrate soccer here in the US very much, so a tie is not an option. There will be a winner, there will be a loser. One team is going to walk out victorious, and you will not be able to have enough shirts on the shelf to meet the demand. But you don't know which team's going to win until the game's over.
Correct.
What happens to all that other stuff? Do they just shred it?
It gets shipped off to foreign countries.
So it doesn't just like go out in the dumpster and everyone's like, "Yay!"
No, it gets shipped off to those in need of clothing and supplies and whatever else it goes. There's been images that have surfaced and been shown, somehow very rare because someone was out doing a ministry or something and happened to capture and see it. But yeah, for very low poverty countries that have little to no clothing and need something, that's ship it on out.
They don't like put like a big black magic marker across it to say actually they didn't win before they send it.
Psych. Maybe just next year.
At least it's not going to waste.
Correct. Completely off topic, but that's what our podcast is about. Mystic Mama asked a few minutes ago and says, "Can you please explain a haboob? I moved to Arizona and have seen two recently."
I think I know what this is.
Shoot it out if you know it.
Okay. You know how you got your figure of like a storm?
Okay. What are you talking about? I didn't know where you're going. Sorry.
I'm sorry. When you've got I think this is only in sandy areas, like they have it in the Middle East. They've got it some in the desert, like I think Phoenix or some area, Arizona. They've had something like this. But when a sandstorm comes across the desert, it just picks up and swirls up the sand, and it's a wall of storm. You're like in Star Wars, like storm's coming, Annie. I feel it in my bones, and then all of a sudden it's like everyone's getting sandblasted and can't. That's a haboob.
Pretty much nailed it. It's when localized. Well, it doesn't have to be localized, but area storms and their downbursts and their winds create a magnificent. Can't say it. A giant dust storm.
Magnificent.
There you go. Thank you. And it's not just a dust storm that a lot of us have seen. It is a massive wall moving at a high rate of speed. When you have all the visibility you can see, but now you're staring at this wall and it just engulfs you. And the word haboob comes from the Arabic word that blows, I believe. Let me see. Blowing or blast.
That blows.
Blowing or blast. Okay. Sorry. But that's a haboob. It's a massive dust storm wall. So
is it like a microburst over the sand? Is it like a downforce winds that picks up the sand, or
it doesn't have to be caused from a microburst. It can be just a severe thunderstorm in general, which is separate from microburst.
Can it rain? Now I've got a million questions. You'd think that the water in the air, the humidity in the air would wet the sand down, make it heavier, and it would fall.
So it's from a far off storm, and it's in areas where dust is just prominent everywhere. And the winds get projected and shot far, far away from the rain and where they're going, and they accumulate the dust, and off they go, and they travel long and far.
Fascinating. So, when do we have them often enough that it's like this week? Expect a slight chance of haboobs.
Not so much as.
Is that the plural for haboob? Is it just haboobs, or
I think it's habooby. No, just kidding. I can't. Sorry. Your screen is frozen to break away from the bad joke.
Yeah, I'm like staring intently.
Yes.
Let me leave and come back in. Hang on just 1 second.
Okay. Oh, terrible, terrible, terrible. He's back.
Sort of.
He's back, but he's still frozen. We can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna literally like shut down.
Okay. Fair enough.
I can't hear anything. I'm gonna be right back. Here we go.
Got it. So to touch on RA's question, are they as frequent as we could have them weekly and whatnot? No. And standard weather, you might have projected thunderstorms that would occur and happen. Haboobs are much more rare than that, although they're not uncommon. As Mystic Mama said, she just moved to Arizona and has already been through two. So it just depends on where you live and what the weather pattern is. So, but they're extremely dangerous in different ways, most commonly for obviously air quality, but travel. Um, that's the biggest thing, because a lot of people like to pull over, leave their cars running, and they wait them out, and then all of a sudden your car is starting to fill with dust. Pileups start to happen. They're a big issue. I know on Route I-40, which runs east to west throughout the United States, a lot of times they have warning signs on a long, long stretch of that highway, because if there's massive dust storms or haboobs like this, they will actually shut down the highway and not let you enter. So they can be a big issue, although just not as common as severe thunderstorms or things like that.
I'm not sure if I fixed it at all, but I'm back. So
We have movement, so you're good.
all right. I'll blink periodically to show that I'm still here.
Perfect.
Yeah. I'm blaming that cord plugging it in at the last minute. Just messed everything up for me. So
Technology.
all right. So you can't have a haboob where there's not sand, right? It has to be dusty.
Correct.
And it's probably going to be low humidity.
Correct.
And most likely not a lot of major terrain ups and downs and everything. So it's
Correct
pretty much
again.
desert only.
Correct again. Nailing it. Killing it.
So if you want to see haboobs, go to the deserts. Here we go.
Go to Haboob Hub, and then you can find what haboobs you need. Family show. Family
Yep,
show.
great. I've got your actually you can't see it.
Oh, you got the shirt
on.
up. Love it.
It shows up as brown on because it keys out, but
I will have to say,
I need to make one with the haboob on it.
I think they make shirts like that already. I have to say, I shut down my store and I hate it, but I had I got a shirt. You got a shirt.
I think that's it.
And that's it. But a few people ordered some items and they got them. But I put in an order for Greeners because we actually never came. Brother did one, showed me screenshots of receipts and shipping and everything else, and I sent it to the store and the people, and they're just like, we have nothing on our end. And I even sent them his like Chase Bank statement of Weather Watch store purchase, and they're like, nope, we don't have one. And then a third one, someone else said, hey, order nothing. So I just closed it down because
we need a vendor.
I don't want anyone else to order something and not get it. And Greeners, it's like 2 years later, I'm still waiting. He hasn't forgotten. So
I check the mail every day.
Yeah. I felt bad. Someone on the last show asked, hey, where's your podcast, or not your podcast, where's your merch link or something? I'm like, I'm sorry, I deleted it. I can't afford to have someone buy something and
I
it just
got a link. It still shows in chat. I've got to delete it on my side.
We need to change that.
Send people there. So we'll have to get you a new source so we can
we've missed something.
What did we miss?
I don't know.
Pay attention to chat.
Oh, I know what it's going to be already. What? Gifted memberships. People have been saying it, but we've been talking. So
I thought it was Legally Blonde's comment.
What's that one? I can hear your mouse clickety-clang. All right, I almost showed his. What a show tonight.
Man, it's awesome to get a break from trials occasionally. Yes, I forgot to give memberships. Let's do this now because we said we'd do it at the very beginning. So let's go ahead and give away 10 memberships. But first, before we do that, if one of the mods can put in chat the link for !gifts so that anyone who might not have their setting turned on gets one last chance to get it turned on. Here's what you want to do. You want to click the link, move the slider to the right on your screen, move it to the right. Like my right is that way. But your right might be this way on your, does that make sense? So it would be this way for you, but that way for me. Move the slider to the right, then jump back here, say something in chat. You've got to be subscribed. You've got to have liked the stream. I think that's a requirement. Maybe it's not, but either way, you have to have liked the stream and then just say something in chat. And now you're eligible. You just have to wait and YouTube will do its thing and maybe it will find you. So.
Agreed. In the meantime, before you do that.
Yes. Deanie Moles Driver. I add an extra R in your name, Driver. Diver gifted 5 gifted memberships. Thank you. Deanie, that's super generous. I appreciate that. I think everyone's got enough time. We see people waiting. Do something. Here we go. We're going to click right now and give away 5 more. And there they go. KM58, Sabina Elise, Brooke Grolux, AK Robbie, and Tamara S in the first batch. Congratulations.
Out they go. Congrats.
Awesome. And one more, another 5 in 3, 2, 1. Oh, you guys are gifting more stuff, so it's mixing up. Thank you, Tomoto Troy. The ones I sent went to Going Postal, Funkarella. I love my 2. How do you say that? Is it Bichons?
I love my 2. Oh, Bichons. It's for Bichon, the dog. Bichon. What's that? We need to. I love my 2 Bichons. Please confirm in chat. That's a type of dog.
Does it have a T in it or not? Is what we're asking.
It's not Bitcoins.
is it ch or t?
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Okay. Pam also gifted a membership, as well as Leigh Holland. Congratulations. And then a few more came in. Tumwater Troy, thank you very much for gifting memberships as well. Those are going. Lots of wieners. Now you, sir, are the big wiener. Welcome. But not Oscar Mayer, of course, because they're splitting up with crafts. Getting a divorce, so to speak, in the corporate world. You mentioned that the Greeners had not forgotten about getting a shirt from you.
I think it should be Greeners change his name to Greener's Grudges.
Greener's Grudges. He will. Greener's probably changed his name almost as much as Adam. I will say this. Some things you forget and some things you don't. Greeners is not going to forget. He's going to remind you periodically until
Always.
You like knit the shirt for him yourself.
With receipts also.
Yes. Would you forget that you bought a lottery ticket?
Am I allowed to give 2 answers?
Yeah.
So yes and no. The Powerball, which I didn't see if anyone won the 1.8 billion last night. I didn't follow back up, but because I didn't buy a ticket for that. If I bought a ticket for the 1.8 billion Powerball, no way in HE double hockey sticks am I forgetting that I bought that ticket, right? If I bought one randomly because I went to the corner store and got a 6-pack of beer and said, hey, Charlie, throw me a lottery ticket for tonight too so I can see what happens. Probably a good chance that I could forget that and not care because it hasn't been advertised in my face nonstop that it's 1.8 billion. So yes and no.
I'm curious. You didn't buy a ticket for the biggest, one of the biggest jackpots the Powerball's ever had.
Mm-mm.
I didn't either. I of course I never have. So this is like par for the course for me. I will never win because I never play, which I think is in a way winning. But there's a gentleman out of Maryland who went into the store and like picked up his box of donuts and chips and Coke, ran to the check stand and said, "Yeah, I'll have a Powerball ticket. Here are my numbers." Or a lottery ticket, here are my numbers. And he bought it. And as he's walking out, or sometime shortly thereafter, he's scratching his like, did I get a lottery ticket? Did I really buy it? Goes back to the store, a couple days before the lottery, buys another ticket in case, because he's like, I just can't remember if I did.
I forgot to buy a ticket. I better get one now.
Lucky for him, here are my numbers. Here you go. Bought the ticket. Okay, done. Check that off. Lucky for him, he bought both times and the ticket won. So
nailed it.
He got 2 shares of the pie. And the way that works, if there was only one winner, it wouldn't make a difference. One ticket or 2 is the same price. If there were 3 winners or more, it gets divided equally amongst the winning tickets. And so having 2 winning tickets is 2 pieces from the pie instead of 1. I don't know if he had to split the prize with anyone else, but he did get a $500,000 prize.
Twice.
Because he had won, and then he got another $500,000 prize because he had won.
And again, he had to split the million with himself. That poor guy.
It's like deja vu all over again. It's like, wasn't I just here picking up this check for $500,000?
I might I'm going to make myself sound dumb here. Do the taxes equate? He's not getting taxed on $1 million. He's getting taxed on 500,000 of winnings here and 500,000 on here. Is that in a different bracket versus
luckily,
$1 million?
I have family members who are accountants, and I can help you with this.
Okay. I feel dumb for even asking.
He reports at the end of the year.
The total
winnings gets wrapped into one big sum, and so he's going to pay. He's going to pay on both.
But what if he chooses the lump sum of each immediately?
Then he's going to walk home with about $300,000 in his pocket, and everything else is gone. Oh no, lump sum would be probably 300,000 per, and then split that in half, so 150 per, which is 300,000. So that sounds about right.
But I get it's annual income, but you can choose a lump sum and you can choose a payout.
Right.
What if he chooses the lump sum on one of his tickets and the payout longevity on the other? How does that change?
Smart. That would be smart.
Well, then would it? How much?
Your income, you don't report it till you receive it. Right. So the annual income would be like his earnings. So the first year he would have his $500,000 that he has to pay. The lump sum. Well, he takes the lump sum, which is like 300,000, and then he'll have to pay half of that to taxes. But plus he gets the whatever it is, 25,000, 35,000, 50,000 a year for 10 years or whatever it is.
Yeah. So less taxes on that one. So take a chunk right now, take the other on payout.
Yeah. At that point, you start looking at your life and like, how long am I going to live? Because I'm doing the math. I'm like, what am I worth? Right. If I'm a young guy, I'd be like, hey, for life, you're going to pay me, what is it, $100,000 a year? That's pretty good. I mean, it's not the $1 million up front, but if I live long enough, as long as I live more than 10 years, I might get more money this way.
True. I would take the lump sum and then take a lump sum of the lump sum and immediately invest right away.
Buy Bitcoin.
What are you going to know?
Or are you talking investing like another ticket?
No, not that either. What, I mean, you win nearly $2 billion in the Powerball. Take the lump sum. You could take however much of that you want and put it in an account that yields 6% a year. You can live on the interest alone and not touch your principal. Yeah. Versus, don't give me a little bit here and there. Just I'm investing. I'm gone, and I'm super chatting and member gifting on RA's channel every day.
Yes, we need more of those. That's awesome. But Maryland, I guess, I think that the cool thing is there's probably a prize for the gas station that sells these tickets. So they got like double the prize. Because you got 2 winners. Instead of so I think they won bigger than they just had one winner that won $1 million. Right, because it was a $500,000 win that they got twice.
Josh is being very transparent.
Josh, thank you. I consider that your notice. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, I can't get to my other story. I've got this pop-up ad, which honestly is for something I really want to buy. It's a Pelican box for electronic gear, which I need, but I need the ad to go away so I can click on something else. Man, these ads work. They're so good. The Pelican box is good for flying, obviously, for taking gear places. It protects your gear. Imagine like a big black heavy duty suitcase with snaps on it that has like die cut foam that you could just drop your gear in. It's safe. It's protected from moisture, from theft or anything else. And even the airlines can't hurt it.
I have like 3 pew pew cases that you're describing right now. That's what that reminds me of.
It's amazing. They're really, really good.
Yeah.
So,
speaking of flying, that was probably the best segue ever. As soon as you said they're great for flying, I went, the guy's a genius. Wow. He's a genius.
It's almost like I meant for it to happen.
It's American Airlines, first class passenger. This hits home to me because I shared my story flying first class, and they decided to just yeet my bag off the plane because the plane was a little heavy. Like, this is crazy. So American Airlines, yet again, this one, first class passenger shows up on time.
Okay, first class. This is the big money. Okay, these are not the cheap seats.
No.
This is the recliner. This is the would you like ribeye with that type. This is the flying in comfort.
Mm-hmm. So he arrives 50 minutes the airport for departure. So a little bit shame on him. They advertised 2 hours.
A little tight.
But depending on the airport, you can stretch it and where it's at, but a little tight. American Airlines, they publish 45-minute cutoff for checked bags before pushback.
Mm.
There was no one at the check-in counter. So he was there before the 45 minutes. He was there 5 minutes before their cutoff time. When eventually an employee emerged from the back, he says that he was eating food as he came out. After handing his ID, she told him he was missed the baggage cutoff by 2 minutes and cannot check his golf clubs. Golf clubs strike again. Thinking quickly,
That's the common theme here.
Yes, I'm angry. Thinking quickly, the customer handed his golf bag to his friend that had taken him to the airport to ship them separately. The employee went back for donuts before the 45-minute cutoff. There were still 5 minutes left, and the employees didn't see anyone, went back to the break room and started chowing down some donuts. And when they came back out, it was beyond the 45 minutes. It's sorry, you can't. And so
I saw this. The guy tries to check his bag. They say, nope, can't do it. And so he hands the bag off, runs to the jet, tries to get on the jet, and they'd canceled his boarding pass.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
So he has to run back to the same guy, and the guy's like 3 fingers deep into a Dunkin' donut and nom 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 nom, and just ignoring him and until he. So American Airlines is making friends and of all the people to tick off, it's the ones that have the money that can do something about it. You probably shouldn't tick off. And first class is them.
It's a common theme. I'm realizing they hate first class golfers. That's what they're picking on at the moment. And I have PTSD from this article, and I want to reach out to this guy and see what we can do.
Maybe there's like a class action lawsuit that can be filed.
Attention, all golfers. Attention, all golfers. We're being picked on for American Airlines. I can't believe it. I'm sure something's going to happen. You can go through their website and you can file blah, 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 and all this, which I still have to do for mine so I can receive flight miles as compensation for what they did with my luggage. But and this is what makes me mad too. Mm-hmm. They said, no, you can't. And then he gave his bag to his friend so we could have it shipped immediately next day, air there. If I would have been told, hey, we yanked your bag, I could have deplaned, or my wife would have been there in 2 seconds to grab it and next day air it and get it there. Or my connecting flight is an hour and 45-minute drive from where I was.
You could have beat the plane.
She could have beat my plane there and given it to the next plane and had it. And she would have done that for me if they would have just said something.
What, did he fly American?
Yes.
Okay, there's more to this story. The canceling his boarding pass may have gotten them off the hook for paying for involuntarily denied boarding compensation, which is basically, oops, no fault of your own. You can't get on the plane. So we have to pay you and figure out your travel for the next flight. American Airlines happens to involuntarily cancel more people's tickets than any other airline in the U.S. They are the top. So if you want to
makes sense,
have a newsworthy flight experience or failure to fly experience, here's your airline. There's your sign.
That's the one. Soft Life said, Thomas said that story just says a first class club. No, I shared it because I have something coming. This guy, that was my one time only that I got to do that. So that's it. And it was not a good experience. So it's, oh no.
Canceled his
mad
check-in
all over
because he tried
again.
to check in bags. Mm.
The other thing I'm going to say as well, one of the people in front of me, they do the whole 50-pound weight limit for a checked bag. Right. So there was a couple in front of me, and her bag was like teetering on a pound over, kind of. But she had nothing to disperse her stuff really in, minus a purse, and her husband had like a satchel kind of thing. Not enough room in either. And so they were sitting there for like 20 minutes trying to pick and choose and fit things into what they were carrying on to get it down from like the 50.8 pounds to 50 or below.
At that point, I just cut off the handle. We're good.
Yeah, like watch us going, come on. They're trying everything they can. They're not trying to check a 90-pound bag. Come on, you can make it happen. You're okay. And literally they were making this poor couple just sweat over this whole thing and could nearly miss their flight and whatnot. And I get policies are policies, but you got a little leniency and leeway in certain areas. You can tell they've only got a little person, a man person, this one bag. Let's let this one fly, would you?
This reminds me of something I saw. I think it was when I was flying to Utah for the Corey Richens hearing a year or so ago. I was at the airport. I saw somebody checking in to check their bag, and it was one of those big bags they had to put on the scale, and you could tell it was heavy just by the way they're lifting it, but they were trying to make it look like it wasn't heavy. And the guy, if the scale's on the ground, I don't have a really good example of this. If this is the scale, right, and you set your stuff on top of it and it weighs it, he had taken his foot and he'd like pressed it up against the side like that and just like sat there. And I don't know if it helped or if it like canceled the weight or something, but they just tagged it and dragged it back. And then he slid his foot back. I'm like, I'm not sure. Could my plane crash because it's now overweight on that side because of this guy's bag?
Well, I used to think how brilliant that was when I saw the first video of it, but now I'm thinking, oh, you're right. What if everybody did that? Uh-oh.
I mean, I've also got a family member who worked for UPS on the airport side of things, right? Yes, Brown, that company, and the calculations to balance the flight and balance everything out, it's crucial. I mean, it's like flight safety crucial to make sure the weights aren't off on the plane and the balance is all right. And so if you've got in their case, everything gets weighed as it keeps getting processed, and so it's confirmed over and over. But if you have bags that are overweight and they're told they're good to board because our computer says they're right, and you actually have hundreds of pounds more, it's going to affect your takeoff, your taxi distance. It's going to affect all sorts of things. Your braking distance, especially on a smaller plane.
Here's my question though, which I don't disagree, because on a smaller plane from my town to Dallas, we take a commuter, right? It's American Eagle, run through American Airlines. So it's like 100-seater, if you will. It's got one seat on one side and just only two on the other. That's it. Well, I was on a nearly empty plane or flight a year ago, and I just up and moved over one so I could have my own. And the flight was like, the pilot's balancing the plane. Get back over there. I was like, geez, I know I've gained some weight in my adulthood, but I'm not done. So I know it's a thing, and my brother's a pilot. I've talked to him as well. But if I go and I check my golf bag, because sometimes I'll only check it, and I will stuff my clothes in the travel bag that my golf clubs sit in, and it's like 60 pounds. I'm like, oh, it's 60 pounds. Not take it out, put it in a different bag, separate it, move it. That's a $35 fee, sir. They just make me pay them more money.
Yeah.
Is it because...
So it's not a safety thing, because clearly they're going on the flights. We're going to have to get a different plane. We can't fly in now.
Is it the fee is covering labor costs or some weird thing because the staff has to go in and reorganize the underbelly of the plane a little differently, or is it just a money grab? I mean, I know you can't have everyone check 10,000 pounds worth of luggage, and that'll hurt, but why can they just take my bag as is with just a small fee? How does that solve said issue?
You're getting dangerously close to some of my pet peeve issues regarding flight, and why we have to turn off certain things at different times during takeoff. And it's like, are you trying to tell me that having my cell phone powered on is going to cause this plane to crash? You're just trusting everybody, right? It's like everyone's just on their best. That one, we've watched Court enough to know that people who are told to turn their phones off don't turn their phones off.
Darn right.
If my safety depends on the same person who can't turn off his ringer in court or church, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Anyway,
there's a pilot that he put a video out on YouTube about that and talked about it. I forget what it was, but he's like, no, the plane is not going to crash if everyone's on their cell phones and whatever, but it's for XYZ purpose or something. But I do it just out of guilt. If something happens and then there's an investigation, I want to be able to show my plane or my phone was on airplane mode during said times that was asked.
I honestly do it because I'm worried that I'll get a call or something and everyone's gonna be like, it's him, that guy right there. It's the public shaming that it will inevitably follow. Or I don't know. I think the statute of limitations right now. I didn't realize you weren't allowed to make voice or video calls on a plane. And I might have done it. Maybe it was a dream. I don't remember. But apparently you can't do that. And I can't think of for the life of me why. Captain Steve. Okay. Anyway,
it's another money grab. You can pay for in-flight Wi-Fi, so you can start your texting, your videoing, your everything else. But otherwise, you're on airplane mode. But you can pay for in-flight Wi-Fi. Well, no, you still wouldn't get service if you left.
Even then, I'm not allowed to make like a FaceTime call or something. It's like, hey guys, 36,000 feet, looking great from up here. I can't do that.
Oh, you can't even on the paid-for Wi-Fi in the plane?
No.
What's the issue with that? Maybe it's a noise thing. They don't want people.
I can see why it would be annoying. Yeah. You know, it's like, hey, you know, nobody can move. Everyone's uncomfortable. Nobody wants to be here. We're you know, too late. You've all been sitting there in these seats forever, and now you're filming them, and you know nobody wants that. It'll cause fights. But other than that, I have no idea why. We need a pilot to come on.
We do. Oh, my brother! I need to get him on the show. I've asked him, and he's like, I don't know.
Brother.
Greener's trying to visit Haboob Hub while he's midair, and they won't let him.
Nope. No weather. They want you to know what the weather's going to be.
Oh, no weather watching.
Let's go back to the very basics. The very basics with the next story. And by that I mean let's reinvent the wheel.
Okay.
If you have a great idea for a wheel, now is the time to come forward. This is like a build a better mousetrap situation, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think a really truly great inventor out there could make a better wheel than what we have right now?
My issue when I read through this, trying to think about what's a better wheel, right? Because we have wheels for all sorts of things. We have solid rubber wheels for certain applications. We have our vehicles that are filled with either regular oxygen, air, or nitrogen, as dealers like to claim is the best thing in the world. Blah blah. You've got tubeless,
I've got 4-inch wide tubes on my e-bike to let me ride on sand.
I was going to say tubeless or tube-filled wheels. You've got skateboard wheels, a solid hard plastic. Yeah. You've got certain roller skate to roller blade wheels, which are more of a hard plastic to a soft rubber.
Polyurethane stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so there's all sorts of wheels.
Well, maybe it would help if I tell you that this wheel needs to drive on Mars.
So I picture which someone's already made. I've seen it, but like 50,000 little tiny feet that create a wheel.
Like a whole bunch of little Nikes on toothpicks.
Similar, yeah. That's a great visual. Exactly, something like that. And they're flexible, so that's different than normal suspension.
Independent shock absorbers for the uneven surface. Exactly. But you also have to think about there could be razor sharp terrain. Okay, this is like shattered rocks and meteors and some of the harshest environments that nature in space can create that would tear those little Nike treads up. So you've got to be like, well, it's got to be strong, but still have grip. And then once you solve that problem, oh wait, by the way, it's the surface is superheated by the sun.
It's hot
half the time, and the rest of the time it's really, really cold. So if you can solve all these problems and put them together into something that works, I mean, it's got to be real,
right?
NASA will pay you. They're giving out $155,000 in prize money to people who can reinvent a wheel for them because they can't think of a better one. And apparently Mark Rober's wasn't good enough because I guess didn't he make the wheels on the last Mars rover? Or he made some part of the rover.
He was a big part of the rover, yeah.
Maybe he'll make the new one, or maybe he'll do a contest on YouTube and one of his subscribers will make the new wheel.
No kidding.
But if they make a new wheel there, I mean, isn't it about time we got new tires on our cars? I mean, why are we still using rubber?
I want a solution for that too, because I tell you what, what's today? Thursday, Monday, walk outside and look down, like the 5th nail in my rear left tire of my car that I've had for maybe 2 years now. It's the same tire every time.
Do you have a neighbor who's like a roofer or something like that?
We did have a hailstorm, a heavy one about a year ago here. So a lot of roofs have been getting redone, but I intentionally leave my neighborhood that way when a roof's being done, or if the roof's done that way, I leave my neighborhood that way. I steer clear for like a week of either direction. I mean, I'm so cautious with it because tires are not cheap and I have bad luck with them. But the crazy thing is it's always my rear left tire that's gone up.
Do you have cameras?
Yeah, yes.
You might want to check your cameras.
I do.
You've had like a dozen nails in the tire to my none.
And
in
I got
a 2-year period.
And I got a huge staple in my rear tire of my brand new motorcycle with 80 miles on it.
That was Charlie. Charlie does all the staples. Staples money, staples the tires. Do you have a neighbor who hates you?
Not that I know of. I'm sure I do in some fashion or the other, but they haven't told me they do. But no, I truly think it's just terrible luck at the moment.
Here's what you need to do. Unfortunately, some of this is your job, and some of this, maybe the cameras can help with. They make special brooms that is it's a magnet on wheels.
Yeah.
You probably would already see, but it wouldn't hurt to give your driveway a quick once over with that, and maybe your lawn as well. If you're the type that washing the car, pull the car on the lawn so that any water you're done washing the car waters the lawn. No. Okay. Don't do that. No. Okay. So
big no. But Cass, I'm a yard working psycho addicted person. So we have a Bradford pear tree on one side of our driveway, and it drops its.
Those are illegal in my state.
Oh, I wish they were legal here. I hate this stupid thing. It will give great afternoon shade. I will say that, so I can clean our cars and do whatever. But the little stupid berries that it produces, they drop everywhere, and right now they go crazy. And so I literally sweep our driveway twice a day right now, this time of year. I sweep everything up, put it in a dustpan, clean it up because it just litters driveway. It looks like trash. So it's I have it. Red Fort. This is funny. I've mentioned on the podcast before. So we have street sweepers. They are scheduled to run on the same day as garbage day. So all they do is drive down the curb and zigzag around all the trash cans that have been set up for the garbage man. So they only clean about 80% of the curbs on their scheduled days. It blows my mind. I don't know how. And our mayor lives on our street. And I don't know how he hasn't seen it yet either. How do you not realize what's happening?
They need like a suggestion box down at the city office. You can go down and just give them a little note. I
refuse to help them with anything. I refuse.
Thomas, we can't have nice things if everyone has that mentality. We had the street sweeper come by today in front of our house. They only do the one side. They will not do our side street. It's terrible. It's a mess. Side street, the road is terrible. The main road that people drive through on, the through road, they polish that thing like a turd because we have a parade coming up.
That's Saturday.
Right. And so they'll probably sweep it 3 times in the next 2 days. just to make sure there's no leaves or anything. What I do right before the parade, I like to edge and weed eat the front of my lawn and just leave
blow it.
just like it's like, take that, Mayor. Look how nice my yard looks. No, honestly though, I will be tomorrow and the next day I'll be doing a little bit of yard work because we've got a few volunteer trees that are growing in our bushes that are starting to protrude from the bushes that need to be cut out. And I'm not going to I'm not going to cut any letters. No, I'm not
okay.
spelling anything in the trees, but I am just make it look a little bit neater. So probably tomorrow, now that the verdict's done, we'll probably have a pretty reasonable day to finish, and I'll get to do some yard work out there. So
perfect. I, for one, love yard work.
I have to buy a flag
to get ready for the parade.
Yeah, Mrs. RA's here, so I have to say this quietly, but I think I have to buy a flag. They passed out notes.
Like I don't think you have to whisper. I think you're okay.
We have been invited. The city published a publication, a full color door hanger. Okay, like the expensive laminated glossy ones. They're like, sure would be nice if you would buy in on this one and put a flag up. It's like, you probably could have knocked on my door and said that for cheaper than whatever you spent on these flyers. But
when they have no money to begin with.
Oh, they're broke. They can't afford a single, a second employee to take payments at the utility office. We've been invited to buy a flag. I've purchased 2 flags here already. I like flying the flag. I'm great. I'm a big supporter of that. But now that they've told me I have to do it.
Oh, you have to.
No, not have to. It's not like there's like covenants or anything, but it's been strongly recommended. I'm like, okay, I'm in, but it might not be the flag you're expecting. Okay, so I'm looking for options.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be great. What kind of flag are you thinking?
I don't know. I mean, I love flying the American flag. I'll probably get one for my house, and I'll probably fly it the day after the parade. But the day of the parade, I've got to do something different.
An appropriately offensive flag is what you're searching for.
Yeah. Just it's basically the equivalent of trimming the trees. But
an FU flag.
Yes. Go Florida University. Whatever it is. Yes. So I can't. It can't be anything drug related or bad, but stay off our lawn. That's going to be it. Get off my lawn. I don't know. I have to. I will get a flag, and I'll trim. I'll make the yard will look nice. It'll be pretty. I'm not going to get rid of like the fire ant hills that are out where the people are going to sit. That's you come sit on my yard. You deal with the fire ants. That's welcome to the South. But Stacy's like, I can make you an offensive flag. Thank you, Stacy. That's what I mean. I need a friend like you to help me out with an offensive flag. But
we can. What's the parade about?
Oh, this is bad. It gets worse. I was afraid you were going to ask this. We're celebrating collard greens.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
The annual collard.
It's the only one in the country. There's nobody else. I wonder why, but nobody else celebrates collard greens. Collard greens, for those of you that know or don't, it's basically stewed grass clippings. I think is the best way to describe it. And sometimes you add some like ham rinds to it.
Why don't you get a big flag printed that says "I hate collard greens," or a big circle with an X through collard greens? But then your house would get egged.
The town holds this collard festival. It's the only collard festival in the United States. Miss Collard or whatever is crowned. Miss Collard Greens is crowned. But it's like a beauty pageant, only it's just
disgusting.
It's I think they draw names out of a hat, honestly, for that one. But the main feature of the event other than the parade, the parade goes to downtown and draws everyone downtown. And then once you're downtown at the big center stage, they set up this huge display and people gather and they set up stands like bleachers where you come and watch people eat collard greens until they throw up. This is the goal.
What on earth?
There was one guy, his name is Andy, who managed to pack away 9 pounds of collard greens, like 9.5, I think, and didn't throw up until after the 10 minutes later deadline. And so he won. And so we have like a record, which he threw up afterwards, I believe. And he says he's going to compete again this year. So it could be epic. I don't, it's one thing to eat. It's bad enough watching somebody eat 9 pounds of collard greens. It's so much worse to watch it in reverse.
Dispose of the 9
It
pounds of.
It is so bad, but everyone's like, yeah, going for distance. You know, what do you? It's so bad. This is
You need a flag for this. Yes.
Yes. How do we celebrate this with a flag? So
that's incredible. We before I vomit, thinking of that 9 pounds of collard.
Maybe I should compete. Live stream.
No, don't put yourself through that. We've done enough awful. Oh, it's got to be terrible. They call that roughage, right? When you eat it, that's roughage. Yes. You don't want to discrete roughage the other direction. That's not what it's intended for.
But there's more to it than this. There are 3 restaurants in town that make collard greens and that have made collard greens for a long time. One is called Bums.
Okay.
Yeah. I believe Starlight Inn is another, and Starlight Inn has provided barbecue restaurant to like 7 of the last U.S. presidents. They like serve the president. I don't know how you do that because he's way up in D.C. and we're in North Carolina, but apparently we ship them barbecue and then they eat it. And then there's a little place called the Friday Night Fish Fry, something like that, and it's a tiny little building with the best fried fish ever, the Friday night place is bitter as all get out against everybody else in the town because it's all them versus me type thing. Bums always provides the collard greens for the contest.
Okay.
And basically the other people are saying, well, if you eat mine, you wouldn't be throwing up, you know, and it's that sort of battle back and forth.
There's a beef.
There's a beef. Or ham or something there. So if you want to see real good Southern living on display, you can't beat this weekend in Aden, North Carolina.
Are you going to mount your camera outside for a little bit like you did when they were fixing the power pole and just live stream the activity?
Oh, I could do that. I could live stream the parade that way from my house. I usually live stream the Christmas parade, which is beautiful, which is amazing. I mean, Aden does a great Christmas parade, but the Collard Festival really is just a bunch of people who show off their trucks. I mean, like there's and now we have entry number 720, and it's some high school kid with his Instagram logo mirrored on the back of his truck, and he's got his stereo cranking really offensive music, and the back of the truck's dragging along the street.
Squatted truck.
Yeah.
They don't throw like really soggy, disgusting collard greens out their windows to the to the parade goers.
The problem is the other thing we have like a million of is Shriners, which is great. I love the Shriners. They do great work, but they drive very dangerous contraptions at very high speeds, very close to people. And so you can't mix we're throwing candy and the Shriners on the same parade because otherwise it's like speed bump. And then you get injuries. But they tried to throw the candy off the road, like into the grass. Your yard. And then it's like, if you can get it before the fire ants do, it's yours. So good fun. What are you guys doing this weekend? You're all invited.
Wow. I hope you live stream it so we can see it.
I'll see if I can.
We have a flag program here through our Rotary Club in our neighborhood. For $15, you get for every major holiday and Patriots Day and President's Day and all that, you name it. They come and they drill a 5-inch hole right in the front of your lawn, right off the curb, and they put a little sleeve in there, and then they come out with a 7-foot tall PVC pipe with a flag mounted on it. Just put it in your yard. So 10 times a year for that weekend, you get a flag. And I really think it's cool because like right now, we have them out right now. They did it for Labor Day, and they leave them all the way through Patriots Day. That's coming up. A lot of times it's just for a weekend, but right now we get them for quite a while. But you step out in the street, you look down, and there's just every house
It looks
curbside.
cool.
It looks really neat. It's so cool.
Especially if they're all installed like at the same angle and, done really well.
And they did.
Just sharp.
And but this year I had issues giving them my check and then them giving me a flag. And their communication is rather poor, to say the least. They only do it through, say, Facebook Messenger, and no one knows how to talk. Whatever.
Signal, encrypted signal. Let me delete messages, right?
And the other positive to the program is they have high school kids or junior high. They bring them along to take the flags out of the back of a truck, and they run down the sidewalk putting the flags in. And these kids also pick them back up. Well, I was tired of. I didn't want to be the only house without a flag. We love it, so I got my own and mirrored it, and then I wrote our name on it and stuck it on there. And they have little silver stickers around their poles that say, Southwest Rotary. And so I made mine different. And sure enough, on the last holiday, my flag got yanked and thrown in the back of the truck.
Yep.
And it wasn't a day later, one of our representatives that we just elected, he was coming down. He was helping. Oh, no, it was for the next holiday, putting flags in. He's not one that usually does it.
Right.
And so I said, just the man I'm looking for.
Have I got a complaint for you?
And he said, I remember you and your wife, you voted for me. Then I said, we sure did. Because he was campaigning as we walked out of the voting center. We shook his hand. We said, we voted for you. And he said, I remember you and your wife. It's perfect. I said, the last holiday, y'all took my flag. And I've had issues with the program and I want to buy in and support and pay the money, but I did, but I never got a flag. And so I don't know what to, and he said, oh, geez. So he pulls out his phone right then and there. And he does a voice to text, and he goes, FYI, we stole 1721 flag. And so I was like, hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate it. And, thinking maybe the next couple months, an hour later, we had a flag in our yard ready to roll. And it was gorgeous. And then he sent me a message, said, by the way, this is your flag, not ours. Keep this one. Yeah. So I painted it. I did down the PVC. I put little star stickers all down it and all around it. And then I spray painted blue and red all over and then peeled off those stickers. So that way they're all little white stars. So it looks
up
nothing like the other poles. So it doesn't get stolen yet again.
You could get one of the Admiralty flags, with the gold fringe on it. And then it would really stand out.
I'd feel like a poser. And those can't be cheap, right?
I'm sure they're not. If the chair's any indication, then the judge's court, the flag's pretty expensive as well.
That's right. But I love it. I could actually move my. Oh, never mind. It's dark now. The podcast has gone late. I forgot. I was going to take my camera and show my flag out the window, but it's no more light.
Yeah. Well, I know you've got stuff going tonight, so I don't want to run too late. We're well over the time, and. I'll let you. Is there anything else you want to hit of the stories before we go? I mean, we've got dignitaries speeding. We've got a puppy story.
Let's two things.
Yeah.
Let's finish with the puppy story, and I'll let you run with that. But I did want to give a brief thing of bad news, which is not over yet. But nearing the second half, the Cowboys are winning. So,
oh no.
With that being said, puppies galore. And my daughter wants one of them.
Score of the game.
With 2 minutes left in the second quarter, Dallas Cowboys are up 17-14 over the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry we had to break the news.
It's terrible.
This is like it's a moment you can't really prepare for. No. It's a lot. I'm at a loss for words, really. It's just, there's some things in life that are expected, and then this happens.
And there's things that are hoped for, and sometimes we don't get our wishes.
I guess all we can do is look to the future at this point. There will be dark days like this, right? And then we know that soon, actually, the Cowboys will in fact lose again, and everything will be right in the world. There will
This
be no
we
more
know.
problem.
This we know. That brings a smile to my face.
All right. All right. Sorry about that. Well, you said run with it. We do have a story about dogs that are running. It's a race. Lithuania's international Corgi race.
So cute.
Corgis
So cute.
are amazing animals, and I think they're famous because they're royalty in the UK. They had the Queen had a Corgi, right?
Yes.
If I remember correctly, or I think she's probably had a couple, but because she's outlived many of the dogs.
Yeah.
Not now. She's rest her soul. But corgis are amazing, and they compete in Lithuania in the town of Vilnius, where these purebred corgis compete. There were 120 teams from around Europe that took part in this international furball festival. It had people from Poland, Latvia, Germany, Austria, Italy. And the interesting part was, let's see, what do they compete for? They had mightiest voice. So is that loudest bark, basically?
Yeah,
they had like a decibel meter. Like, speak, speak. How many? I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but how many decibels is a corgi? For comparison, I happen to know if I were setting up a sound system in a convention center to have good, clear audio, I would want on the low end 80 decibels any point in the room. On the high end, 100, but that's loud. Where does a corgi fall on the comfort hearing level? Are you Googling this right now? How loud is a corgi?
Between 85 and 122 decibels.
Okay, that's too loud for a dog. I'm sorry. Maybe a guard dog, but a little yapper.
Funny you say maybe a guard dog. Do you know the history of a corgi?
No.
They descend initially from being Viking guard dogs. That's their story. So
they descended a long way.
A long way. Well, and some can still be trained to be very mean, depending on their bloodline where they come. But that's where they come from.
Point them at somebody's ankles. Call it.
It's specifically Pembroke Corgi, I believe. I don't know how many breeds of corgis there are or mixes or things like that. But they're the cutest, most awesome dogs ever. But that's where their history comes from. And I know that only from when I used to live in this apartment. It was dog friendly. It was like 8 floors, and often we would get not trapped, but you'd ride in the elevators up and down. So you're always taking your dog out to the little dog area. And one guy had the most awesome corgi ever, but he's like, be careful. He only likes 4 of the residents. So you got to know.
You're not one.
And his name was Thor. That's what he named him. And he was awesome. But he would go crazy at some that he didn't like. And then, so he kind of filled us in on the background of him. And I was like, that sounds cool, but there's no way. And so I went to look it up, and sure enough, that's the history of the corgi. So they are guard dogs. They can be.
That wasn't the category they were graded on here. In this they did have a costume contest, which I personally think the best costume contest you can ever do with a pet like a dog like that is one of those costumes where it's actually like 2 people, like the 2 pirates carrying the treasure chest, and so the front legs and the back legs are 2 different.
Yes,
those get me every time. I will win. I will vote 100% of the time for those costumes. But they actually the winner in the costume contest had a version of that, but like the front end and the back end were 2 chimneys, and the middle was a sign. It was a factory. It said Fur Factory, because apparently they shed just a little bit.
Crazy.
So Fur Factory won. They also had like princesses and Batman and all the other usual ones. Mango won the race. And the owners like yelled the entire time, which is apparently how you get the dog to go fast. Like, get him, or something like that. I don't know. And they're super proud. They're going to compete next year as well. And let's see, there's one other. Let's see, Fur Factory won. Let's see, they trained the dogs. Amigo was the one that won Fur Factory. That's what it was. Amigo was the winning dog.
Look at the turf they're on. Is that artificial? I mean, that is pristine.
That or it's a golf green, like a putting green. It's
superintendent's not going to let that happen. No.
I imagine the turf is fake.
It looks it. It is pristine.
Because if you get that many dogs on non-fake turf, they're like, grass. What should we do here?
True.
And it's clean up on aisle 7.
100 teams. They're so cute. I love the fur babies. As you know, I shared that picture with you before we went live of the current situation. My household. I wonder if it'll show up if I show the camera. Does it work like that?
I can send it to, if you want me to show it, I can air it. Hang on 1 second.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's since we're on the dog conversation. It's what a mess.
Give me a second. All right, show in Finder. It's in downloads.
So what Scott is uploading so he can share live is this was time of my household prior to coming up to my office for the podcast. I just happened to get out of the shower, out of the bathroom, and I look over and went, oh, everyone's comfortable. And I snapped a quick picture of what was happening there as I made my way upstairs. Okay, and I sent it to Scott because they were about to relax.
It's an HEIC file, so it didn't want to play nice, but I'm opened up on a different computer. I'll show it here in just a second.
Okay. Lynn Taylor said, Thomas, how's your bird? Mango is doing great. He weighs, I forget how many grams, but it's healthy for him as a bird. We recently have now an outdoor cage for him as well. So he stays in a nice cage in our daughter's room. She plays with him all the time. He's always actually just kind of fluttering around her room outside the cage. But when we spend any time in our back patio, we've got a lot of other predator birds around. And so we put him in a big outdoor cage we got for him so he can kind of explore. But I'll remove myself here real quick.
There you go. This is Thomas's house at any given time in the afternoon with the pets all on. How many do you see? Just do the quick count. I missed one the first time around. But Mango not featured.
So it removed my audio as I had to remove from stage. But there is one hidden one in there. Just saying, look out for the one hidden animal you can't see. And there is a cat we have who's sleeping in my office who's not on the bed at this point.
Nope. And he's gone again. Up there's the one that's hiding. So, all right, come back, Thomas. Come back. There we go. Anyway, no corgis. No corgis.
The winning answer is 6. There was 5 dogs and a cat. Missing a cat and a bird from the photo. The dog camouflaged in the pillow that you guys saw. That we inherited that dog when a family member passed. She is Charlie, who is 18 and is 90% blind and 100% deaf, but can run like the wind and can jump like 20 feet. So physically, she's like 4. Absolutely crazy. Handful of those are rescues. The others weren't, but it's a mix of animals, and we love it. Wouldn't change it.
I see AirPods. I'm scanning around.
Those are the that's the set I had to go buy when I left mine on the airplane. That's from the last story we talked about. So didn't have to replace the wallet, but
good.
AirPods, those are new. Dang it.
That's awesome. Well, that takes us to the end of the show. A little bit of a break from the trial we've been following this week with Donna Adelson, who's if you missed it, the verdict came in. We aired it right before this. So you can go back and watch the replay on the verdict. It was surprising, at least to one person.
To one particular individual.
To only one person.
Yeah.
Harvey didn't seem surprised. Of course, Harvey has been Harvey the entire trial long. So it's been interesting. But Donna was quite surprised with the results. As was Charlie when he was convicted.
Yeah,
he was just like blown away.
Well, there's a lot to be said when people are. I hate throwing out the word narcissism, but when people are very proud of themselves, they're pretty shocked when they don't get away with certain behaviors. So they convince themselves, but nobody else.
since we've been talking a little bit about pets, let me just throw this in at the end. Do you know what runs around a baseball field but never moves? A fence. Fence.
Well done.
All right. On that note, we apologize for everything that preceded, and you guys have a good night. The weekend's almost upon us. I know there's some crazy weather in some places. Nashville, they were having some issues.
Yep.
So Emily D. Baker is part of the world. So be
We've
careful.
got flash flooding concerns coming Sunday and Monday in our part of the world, which I can't wait for. But
awesome. I don't have anything else. We'll be on tomorrow. Don't know what court case we're going to jump to next. We'll see what's starting. We'll probably do some court hopping tomorrow, and maybe watch the. There's a sentencing for the. I think it's the girl that had a baby and threw it away.
yes, yes, we need to follow up on that one.
That's gonna be a hard one.
Absolutely, awesome.
Anyway, all right, more fun stuff. Thomas, have a great weekend. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate it.
Scott, you as well. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.